What's up, sellers, and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you repriceit.com. I'm going to show you my settings and show you how I use repriceit.com to reprice my products on Amazon FBA and some of my merchant fulfilled inventory as well. I got a lot of questions about this over the past few days because of some content I dropped on Instagram. And so a lot of people are wondering, what do I do with my settings on Repriceit? Today, I'm going to answer that question with you. So let's jump into my computer. All right. So here we are in the computer, and I just simply go to repriceit.com. There is a link in the description for that. And you click log in if you already have an account. And if you don't have an account, sign up. There is a free 30-day trial whenever you sign up. And so you can try it out, see if it works for you. There is a process on how to go through from beginning to end to link it to your Amazon account. I believe you have to have a pro seller account for this to work. Don't quote me on that though. I'm honestly not quite sure. So let's open up the pricing first. We can take a look at this because I know everyone's interested in this part. The basic subscription level is 1 to 500 inventory items that you want to have repriced. Starts at $10 US per month. Up from there is Basic Plus, 500 to 2,000 is $16.95 a month. Merchant, which is what I use for 2,000 to 5,000, is $25 per month. I would say if you have the money and you're serious about Amazon FBA and repricing your items, I would say to jump right off the bat with the merchant level. The reason being, I started out with the basic, then moved to Basic Plus, then moved to merchant level. And every single time I had a tremendous difficulty with switching subscription levels, and it was such a pain. And so I would have to cancel my cancel the repricer and then go sign up for a whole new subscription level. Within Repriceit's website, they do show that you can subscribe or like upgrade to the next level, but it never worked for me. So I would just say right off the bat, like if you're serious about it and you're trying to get to that 2,000 to 5,000 active inventory, then definitely just sign up for the $25 a month. It's $25. That's just my opinion though. Do whatever you feel is most comfortable and the best option for you. I'm just trying to show you the pitfall that kind of I suffered through. It was such a pain and so difficult to deal with. So yeah, pricing. Tour, I've not really actually been on these tabs before. And yeah, I don't know every single thing about the entire Repriceit program. However, what I do know is it's great. Let's jump in. Let's log in. All right, so we have our login here. Hit that. All right, so you see down here, this is the main dashboard, the home, if you will. Down here, I have two templates. I have my FBM and I have my FBA. So FBM being merchant fulfilled, FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. You have your template, you have your repricing setting, and then you have reprice it now. So I can go at any time and I can just click this reprice it now and it will reprice and it will basically supersede the schedule that is set at the moment. So let's go into schedules first. Over here on the left-hand side, we'll go over this menu, dashboard, home, reprice it now, repricing settings, item settings, repricing schedules, exclude items, account, repricing reports, and log off. We're going to go to, let's see, we'll do schedules first because that's easier. You'll want to set up your schedules before you set up anything else, I think. Like that's how I did it. So you can see mine are set daily to reprice at these times. So you can actually set this within the edit. You can set it to what day of the week you want. So mine's set daily. It reprices at 12:03, 1:16, 3:14, so on and so forth. Is it active? Yes, it's active. At the bottom, you can say turn off all schedules. Click of a button, my repricer is paused. And then click of a button, it's now enabled. Template names, it does all templates. I could choose Amazon FBA or Merchant Fulfilled, depending on my strategy. Right now, it's just all templates. There have been times when I played around and messed around with how often something gets repriced or how often the templates are enabled. You know, for Merchant Fulfilled, you might want to only reprice once per day or once per week. And so that you could set all that up. If you wanted to edit, you just click the edit button. It brings you in here and you can choose daily or whatever day you want. You choose the time, AM or PM, say AM. All templates, like I showed you, FBM or FBA. schedule active. So if you're creating your template, you would just click this and it would start it up as active. If you don't click this checkbox, then once you build out your entire schedule, you hit the one, go active, and it's all active. So I'm going to, let's see, I didn't do anything with this, but we'll update it. There we go. We're back here on the schedule. That's basically schedules in a nutshell. You can see I have 20 schedules running right now. And so if I click create new schedule, and then I try to, let's see, 2:10, whatever, AM, all templates, and I add the schedule, it's going to tell me a maximum of 20 schedules are allowed at any one time. A maximum of 20 daily schedules are allowed at any one time. So there's 2 blocks there, and that's whatever, no big deal. All right, repricing settings. So once you click repricing settings, it's going to ask you what template you want to look at. And so we're going to look at FBA first. Jumping into FBA, there's a lot here, guys. So we're just going to kind of go over this piece by piece. These settings apply to your repricing template FBA. Compare your new items only against other new competing offers. Yes, I don't want my new items to compete with used items. I want them to only compete against other new competing offers. Compare your used items only against other used competing offers. Yes, I don't want my used items to compete against new items. That would be ridiculous. The pricing would be totally off. That's not how markets run. So I check both of these. And then on this side, whenever you hover over the green, it will tell you right here at the very bottom, default setting is checked, default setting is unchecked. So for whatever reason, Reprice it says compare your used items against used and new, which is dumb to me. Okay, so down here, exclude acceptable competing offers. Some people do that. Reprice it has it checked originally, I guess. I don't understand why, but I don't want to exclude acceptable competing offers. Maybe I should, but I don't. Exclude just launch competing offers. This one is actually smart because people that are just launched in Amazon, sometimes they tend to drive prices much lower so that they can get a fast sale, so that they can start building up their system and their business. I don't have that checked. Default setting is checked. Maybe I'll just check that for now. See what happens. Exclude competing offers with a seller rating below 80%. I think 90% is the default. So basically, sellers have a percentage rating, seller percentage rating, that is based off of their feedback. And so I'm saying anyone who has less than 80% feedback, which is, I mean, that's pretty low in the first place, but anyone who has that, don't even compete with their offers, because more often than not, if you're below 80%, you're going to have a hard time selling stuff anyways. When buyers see that you have 70% or 60 or 50% rating, they're just going to steer clear of you anyways. So that should be a little bit higher, but we'll leave it for now. Minimum allowable price, default price to minimum allowable price when price is below minimum. So basically what this is, I have mine set to $10.99. If there are books out there that they've kind of bottomed out, right? So I'm selling this book, and whenever I bought it, it was $15 for the buy box, but people have been like bidding war, pricing it down, and now it's only selling for $5. Well, if that book is priced below $10.99, I'm going to default price to $10.99, and I'm just going to stay there. That way, $10.99 is like the absolute minimum price that I can sell a standard size book and still make something of a profit on it. Generally, I want to see something like $14 or $18 or $24 for a book. That's excellent, but $10.99 is absolute rock bottom for me. I don't want to sell it any lower than that for FBA. That's my lowest price where I can pull a profit on a book where I paid $1. And then this check mark here is just to say, yes, enable default price to minimum allowable price when price is below minimum. Maximum allowable price, this is basically if no one else is on the listing with you, what are you going to default your price to? I have mine at $249.77, and I have that checked to where it'll actually work like that. This is something that you're kind of trying to set a super high bar, and then when another seller comes in and they start competing, then we'll start like working out in the market where that item should be priced. If you're finding books that are like really, really desirable books and there's no one else selling them because they're all sold out, then hey, $249 is a good deal to set that thing really high, and then hopefully someone buys it at that price. Caveat to this is if you are selling a book and there's no one else on the listing with you, but you know it's going to sell, 249 may not be the best thing. So you would take that item, you would manually reprice it, and then you would add the seller SKU to your exclude list, which we'll go over later. So that way, when it reprices, it wouldn't reprice that item back up to 249. It would just leave it alone, and you'd have to manually reprice that item. Maximum number of competing offers to compare against. I have mine set at 4. And so I'll read this box to you here. Enter the maximum number of competing offers you would like to compare against when repricing a given inventory item. For example, if you set this value to 5, then only the 5 lowest competing offers will be considered in the repricing calculations. When using Intelligent Repricing option, this variable allows you to determine how aggressively or conservatively you want to reprice your inventory. The more competing offers you consider, the more conservative a given item will be repriced. Default setting is 6. So basically what it does, I'm assuming this part, how it works, let's just use this for an assumption. Let's say you're selling an item and you have this set at 4, and the 4 lowest prices are $25. It's going to basically take the average of those 25, which is 25. Finding that average, you take all 4 of those items at 25 bucks, add them together, it's 100, divided by 4, it's 25. So that is how that works. If you reprice to the just one competing offer, it's going to price at the absolute number 1 lowest price. That's where you're going to be competing. Reprice new items when there are at least this many competing offers. 0. I have mine set to 0. Default setting is 1. Reprice used items when there are, same thing. Default price when there are 0 or too few competing offers for a given item. So sometimes you're going to run into a problem that you'll see on your repricing reports list of items not repriced, and it will say too few competing offers. So you just set a price here. I put mine at $14.77. That's a healthy profit for me. I will triple my $1 investment per book or better. So I'll make $3 net profit or more at a $14.77 price point. If the price of an item goes down more than this percent, that would drop down, then do not reprice. That's for people that are like super driving down the price. Let's say you have a $50 book and someone comes in and reprices it at 25 bucks, which is so dumb. But if they did that and you had this set at 10%, if a price goes down more than 10%, do not reprice. So basically, if this happened, if they took it down by 50%, your item would stay at that original price while the other person is down at 25. I've had this set at 5% and 10%, and you don't see that many actual missed opportunities for repricing because so many people reprice penny by penny, but it is there if you want to use it. On the opposite end, if the price goes up more than this percent, do not reprice, and that's the same thing. If someone jacks their price way up, then like if you're at $25 and they jack it up to $50, so what is that, 100%, then it wouldn't reprice if you had the set at like 50%. Yeah. Anyways, I just leave them at 0. You have repricing modes, and here's where people are going to get angry or frustrated with me. Reprice my inventory at the lowest possible competing price. This is dumb. This is if you have a bad seller rating and you are trying to get sales to hopefully get good feedback. You're trying to be the lowest guy. That's not smart. Reprice my items to the lowest price by the same condition or better. So this is a little bit smarter, where you would it would reprice your items compared to the same condition. If yours is a good condition, it's not going to reprice it to an acceptable price point. It's going to reprice it to the lowest price in the good condition category. This one, reprice my items against the buy box owner. Whoever's owning that used buy box, that's where I want to be. I want to be right there within a penny up or equal or a penny down. However, being a penny down might start a bidding war. So the buy box, according to Amazon and what little we know about it, the buy box, it floats around. Nobody has the buy box all the time unless you own the listing and there's no one else selling on that listing except for you. Then you would own the buy box all the time. But Amazon has basically what the price is that that item should sell for generally. And as long as there's not too much voracious action going back and forth with the price, it will leave it there. I've sold books used at the used buy box price that was actually a few pennies and even up to $1 more than the lowest price. So being the lowest price on that listing is not guaranteed to get you the buy box. It's just, I feel like it's arbitrary. Amazon just moves the buy box owner around. Like everyone gets their turn. So don't freak out about it. I want to reprice my items against the buy box owner. That's repricing up as well as down. So you'll see in my repricing reports, sometimes the price moves up. More often than not, it moves down, unfortunately, but sometimes the prices do move up. Someone will get the buy box and they're $1 or $2 above me. My repricer will move me up to that point so that hopefully when they sell their item, I can be the next in line to snatch it. Like we said, Amazon doesn't give any definitive information about the buy box. So it's kind of a guessing game. And then finally, reprice my items using Intelligent Repricer. Not a lot is known about this, but I'll read this to you. This is a default repricing algorithm and generally recommended in most cases. The majority of our time, effort, and research have gone into developing this sophisticated repricing algorithm, so why not take advantage of it? In a nutshell, the repricing engine will first eliminate the outlying prices, those that are too low and too high. Then from there, it will determine where best to set your price given the condition of the item and the competitive environment, competing prices, conditions, and seller ratings, all the while applying the rules you set up. The repricing engine will always try to position your item to sell, but it will also protect your prices by not following poorly priced, competing lowball and highball offers that are too far out of line. Default setting is checked. That is all we know about this. Priceit.com has put their time and energy into building this intelligent repricing setting, but we don't know much else about it. Here's the thing. It states that they will always try to put your price at the very best point. Here's the problem. If we're all using this, how are they choosing who to put at the best position to sell that item? It seems kind of vague to me. So that's why I stick with repricing my items against the buy box owner, because that's more definitive. Do not reprice items with the sales rank above, and you can choose whatever. Only reprice an item if the price goes up. If you check that, it will only reprice your items when the prices go up. Self-explanatory. Never price above Amazon.com. I used to have this checked, and then I started experimenting with it and realizing that I was actually selling things at a higher price point than Amazon.com, which is strange, I guess, at first, but Amazon does not always get the sale either. Percentage amount to price below Amazon when competing directly against them. You can price this below if you want to. I have mine set at 1% when I'm competing directly against them. How much do you want your price below or above the offer that you're competing against? Fixed price adjustment or percentage below or above. So for me, I have mine set to 1 penny. And so here's how you would do this. You set 1 penny. Here's what it means. Set the fixed amount that you want to undercut the target offer by that you are competing against. For example, if you want to undercut the target offer by 5 cents, then you would put 0.05 in this field. If you want to match, then you would put 0.0. And if you want to price above a given target, you start with a negative amount in this. So this is kind of inverse. If you put 0.01, that's to drive the price low by 1 penny. And if you put negative 0.01, that's to drive the price up, because it's the opposite of the way this thing is built. Hope that makes sense. This is percentage down here, so you would put this at 0 and then move these percents around if you want to do that. The following only apply to FBA items. I have mine set to compare your FBA items against only other FBA offers. I wouldn't want to compare my FBA offers against non-FBA. That seems counterintuitive, and then vice versa. This is for merchant fulfilled items, so we just leave that unchecked. This right here, this warning says, before enabling this option, be sure you have tested any new setting changes before updating your live inventory on Amazon. If you leave this option unchecked, you can test your repricing changes by repricing and reviewing the repricing reports without your live inventory being updated. Then, once you are happy with the changes, you can select this option and your price changes will be automatically uploaded to Amazon. Basically, you uncheck this and run the repricer, and then it gives you a report and you can see how it repriced things. If that's not the way you want it, you adjust your settings, do it again. Once it looks good and that's how you want it, you click this button, then reprice, and it makes everything go live. Upload my price changes to my FTP site after repricing. I have that set off. I'm going to save these settings. All right, so those are my FBA repricing settings. I'm going to show you my FBM. I'm not going to explain everything. I'll just kind of go through here slowly so you can see. My minimum allowable price is $7.25 that I can make a profit on doing FBM. Maximum is $900. I have some high dollar high dollar books that I am merchant fulfilling. They're long tail books. You can kind of see what I've got here. Compare your FBA items. Okay, well that's only for FBA, so that doesn't even count for this. Deduct my shipping amount when competing against Amazon and FBA offers. Check. That's the only difference, I think, from the other setting template. All right, quickly moving into exclude items. You can see over here these SKUs. You would get that off of your Seller Central account for each individual item that you want to have excluded. Let's say that you want to exclude an entire list of things. So if you built your own SKU pattern, you could type in here something, whatever your SKU, like this right here, scan lister dash merchant fulfilled 1, and you put an asterisk behind it and use as a wildcard, add that item. Now it will block anything that has that string of letters and numbers in it. If it looks like that and it's in a SKU, it will block all of those items. This right here, because that applies in all of those items from that batch. Put the asterisk in there, use as a wildcard, and it will block everything from being seen like that. You can also hover over these and read them. Onto your repricing reports. All right, my repricing reports, you can see here, it shows 200 items found displaying 1 through 25. It always gives you 3 things. For every single time it reprices, it gives you 3 lines. Inventory upload, that allows you to download that. You can see what has been uploaded to Amazon. Items repriced, it allows you to view and edit that and to download it. And then items not processed. So I'm going to open this, and you can see here on the right side of the screen, the old price, the new price, and the price change. You see that most of these went down. However, this one right here went up by $2.49. Go down, and it shows you on the very right-hand side whether they are merchant fulfilled or FBA. This one went down a penny. So most of these went down. This one went up by $2.49. Only 26 items were actually repriced, and this is what I was saying. It's only going to reprice the items that actually need it. If your items don't need to be repriced because you're sitting in the best possible position, or you're at your lowest point for that item, like your lowest price point, then it's not going to do anything. So you don't have to worry about it always driving your prices lower. It's going to do only what you tell it to do. Items not repriced. If there's any discrepancies or anything, it'll show you your items not repriced. You can see here, I got a whole bunch of items in here. So items on your exclusion list, some higher dollar items that I want to stay off of the repricer. You can see here, competitive price data is not currently available, so it just leaves it alone. These are things that I can take the title, I can go into Seller Central, I can find out why the competitive price data is not currently available. I can reprice it manually, so on and so forth. 38 items found displaying all of the items. I think the last thing, so we did repricing settings. Oh, item settings. I don't know anything about this. I've not even touched item settings, so that's on you to check into. Repricing schedules, we did that. We looked at excluding items. Account is basic account stuff, how you would link up to your Amazon account. When you sign up for your free 30-day trial, Reprice It has an absolute breeze walkthrough that it shows you do this, click this, input this information, and it links it, and it's done within 3 or 4 minutes. Super easy. We looked at repricing reports. The last thing to do is reprice it now, the second button on the left in the menu. You click this and you say reprice it now. Click that. If it comes up green, repricing request has been submitted. Repricing reports will be available upon completion. It takes about 15 minutes for everything to go through. If I press this again, it's going to have a red notice here. And sometimes you'll just press that reprice it now and it'll automatically come up with the red. It's because it's already started its schedule. So you have a current repricing task in progress. You can resubmit your request once your current task completes. So that's it, guys. A really easy system to use that helps save time in the long run and will help you reprice your items more competitively to get sold. Remember that when you're repricing competitively, you may be leaving some money on the table in order to make a fast sale. So don't think that you're going to jump in here, reprice all your stuff, and be making, absolute top dollar for that item. There is a trade-off. That trade-off is you're repricing for a little bit lower price, a little bit less profits, and then in turn, not making as much as that premium price would have gotten you. That's up for you to decide whether it's worth it or not. In any event, I'm glad you guys watched this video. I hope it was helpful. Click the link in the description if you want to check out Reprice It. If you haven't already liked this video, be sure to give it a like if it helped you. And then if you did like it, consider subscribing if you're not already. Be sure to hit that notification bell as well in order to be notified when something gets uploaded. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video.